I'm James Parkin, and welcome to Living Life DMD style. Now, when we're doing my channel, of course, I like to tell you stuff about what I do, and like provide information about what my disability is all about, and stuff like that. But I also like to find out things which I find intriguing, and like to learn about things, and basically really trying to share with everyone. So in this video, I'll talk about something which I found really fascinating. Basically, I'm going to do this video in like a documentary form to share with you what it is. Well, obviously you'll know what it is because you would have seen the title of the video. But let's quickly get on to it. Now, the United States of America, quite a big country in like global terms, and of course well known around the world. There's been a big superpower, or I like to think they are anyway. And throughout history, have been a very important part of the world. Now, did you know that one of the US presidents was a wheelchair user? And he was a wheelchair user throughout the time he was president. And not many people know that. And he was one of the more important presidents. He was president during World War II. So here's the story of Franklin D Roosevelt. So what do we know about Franklin D Roosevelt? Well, he was part of the Roosevelt family, which is a big famous family in America for like politics. In 1911, he was elected as a New York senator, and during the First World War, he was the Assistant Secretary to the Navy under President Woodrow Wilson. As for his being president, he was the only president to have more than 2 terms in office, and also he was the leader of the USA during World War II. And we would pick up the story in 1921, and during the summer break, he started feeling unwell and lost his feeling in his legs and arms after contracting polio, and effectively he was paralyzed from the waist down. Now, despite this, he still was very determined to continue his political career and his plans to remain in politics. So, sadly, Roosevelt was confined to a wheelchair for the rest of his life. And with this being the 1920s, there was still lots of stigma around that. So therefore, you'll not see many photos of Roosevelt in a wheelchair, and he didn't actually want to be seen in a wheelchair in public because he thought that the press portrayal would affect his political career. So to help with that, he used iron braces on his hips and legs to keep him upright, with the support from a cane, and the people that were with him supporting him as well. He would find hydrotherapy quite useful, and he often spent a lot of his time in a place called Warm Springs, which is in Georgia, which is famous for having lots of like natural thermal pools, which were good for the muscles. This extract from Wikipedia explains that Roosevelt bought the farm in Warm Springs, which is actually originally called Bullockville, which he renamed it Warm Springs. He bought it and also built a little white house in 1932. I mean, that's where he passed away. But it ended up being a place where he set up a foundation which would help with treatment of people who had polio. So it was a good thing. So it really good to find that out. Despite all this, Roosevelt did remain in politics in a minor role. But then in 1929, he was elected governor for New York. And this was an interesting time because a few weeks after he was elected, the Wall Street crash happened, which meant that the whole world went into a depression with lots of unemployment. It was a really tricky time. But over the next few years of him being governor for New York, the city recovered fairly well compared to the rest of the USA. And therefore, he became a leading candidate for the 1932 general election. Running for the Democratic Party, Roosevelt won by a landslide. taking the seats in most of the states, and in history being one of the most one-sided presidential elections ever, and therefore taking a seat in the White House. Here's a picture of Roosevelt getting some assistance getting out of the president's car not long after the inauguration. Roosevelt quickly started to introduce a lot of different economic reforms in his first year as president, and quickly steering out of the Great Depression. And he continued to make a lot of amendments to the justice system and more economic reforms. So by 1936, he was in another strong position as the next general election unfolded. He won that election by an even bigger margin, securing the presidency for a second term. He used a lot of the skills that he gained from dealing with paralysis as a way to try and deal with the state of the nation and the economy. I used things to try and make it better. And even after his second election, when he introduced major labour reforms, although the economy dipped into a recession. But with war looming and tension in Europe, the USA had an election in 1940 which he won, to become the first president to have more than 2 terms in office. In 1941, the USA entered World War II after the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor. Now, before this turns into a war video, and I'm pretty sure there's many videos on YouTube about that, and with the USA helping the Allied forces against Germany, this video is mainly about Roosevelt as a person and someone having a disability. But in terms, it just shows all the other things he had to deal with as being president of a country, which is truly remarkable, really. By 1944, Roosevelt's health was declined rapidly, and he was diagnosed with heart failure, and he was ordered to rest. But sadly, on the 12th of April, 1945, he passed away, aged 63. A few months later, the Americans defeated the Japanese, so we never got to see the end of World War II. What's even more remarkable is that until this year, I didn't even know that he used a wheelchair. And there are photos pretty well put on screens of various memorial sites in America of him sitting in his wheelchair and that you can go and visit. I just found it really fascinating that it shows that you can do anything if you put your mind to it. Even one of the most important jobs in the country. It shouldn't really matter, with the determination. So I just wanted to share this video with you, and just to hopefully, absolutely learn something and just show you, really. Thank you for watching this video, and it took me a while to put this together, but I thought it was really important because I found out for me to share it with everyone. So thanks everyone, and hopefully we're doing more videos like this because I found that the response seems to be quite good to videos like this. So thanks everyone for watching this video, and thank you for watching all the recent videos, and hopefully we're making a lot more next few weeks. So thanks everyone, and on that note, I'll see you on the next one.